How's everyone's weekend?
Could be longer.
You want to have a bad weekend? If so, we'll talk about it at this meeting. Hunter, you mind if I use you? It's not, Hunter didn't really do anything wrong here, Hunter and Josh, but confirming the address is important so we don't mow a wrong yard. But in this situation, so we don't have a neighbor freak out on us. Hunter and them, it's a new house in Nob Hill. Nob Hill's an old neighborhood, but it doesn't have many new ones. This house is brand new. GPS took them to the neighbor, I think to the left of the house if you're looking at it from the road. And this guy called command center and asked why we were trespassing on his property. He said that we need to retrain our whole staff, and you never know, what someone's going to think if you're walking around their property. So I put notes on this client. Make sure you go to the right house, describe the house.
Big white house, you cannot miss it. Like it's right there.
It's brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new.
So I put notes on there, but if you see a Hercules Murray and you're in Nob Hill, I don't think we have many yards in there. He might be the only yard we have in there. No? Okay. But anyways, if you go to his house, just make sure you see the notes and you don't go to the neighbor's house because he will be upset. He made me promise him it won't happen again. And I was thinking like, man, I don't like this because I can't guarantee that it won't happen again. I explained that about the GPS, we pay you guys, pay for performance, so you're trying to typically go faster. But I did want to mention this because that guy was pretty upset that we went to his backyard and did absolutely nothing. If you do go into his backyard, please latch both latches. Like I said, that's one thing that he was upset about, that only one latch was done, not both of them. So I guess remember, we provide service to people's home. It'd be like someone coming to your house, unannounced, and then when they left, they didn't put both latches back on there. But don't worry, we got job notes on there. Friday, around 1, 2 o'clock, I had a pretty interesting phone call with one of our clients in Hepzibah. He was going off about a lot of stuff, but the main thing he was concerned with was sticks, pine cones, and debris on the grass. So just a reminder, sometimes not all customers are going to be as detailed as this one, but if you see a bunch of sticks and pine cones on the grass, pine straw, I'd probably get it up before. And it's up to you whether or not you get it up before. Me personally, I'd get it up before I mowed the lawn, but if you see excess sticks and pine cones, make sure we grab them and bag them. You want to take the rest?
Sure.
The career stuff? Cool.
Yeah. So for some of y'all, it's gonna be new knowledge. A lot of y'all, it's just kind of a reiteration of what we offer as far as you come to work here. We're all mowing grass. Here at Augusta, this is nationwide. Everybody that wears that Augusta gold has this vision of increasing the level of professionalism in the industry, and we're not going to do that by being, just like the majority of lawn care businesses where, we're just showing up, the focus is on mowing the grass and how can I keep my staff engaged and on board for as long as possible. That's not the goal. It might sound, counter to us being successful, but we truly believe that everybody here, we want them to rise to the level of what they are capable of doing. So like building your skills as far as learning about business, communication skills so you can handle management and things like that. And if you do enjoy the lawn care industry and you like the Augusta mission and you want to get on board, we got plenty of opportunities inside Augusta Nation as well. But when you come in, our goal is to provide you with tools. We got Audible. I don't know if anybody doesn't know that we have it. We do. It's got about 120 books or so that are mainly business related, personal development related, and you can use those to increase your skills, which will give you more value to any workplace, here, wherever you go. So we've got a couple programs though inside of our company that a lot of y'all might not know about. So the 3F program, pretty cool, pretty unique. If you work for any Augusta lawn care location for 2 years, you get your franchise fee waived if you ever want to start your own. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know of any other franchise doing that or any other lawn care companies. And that is a $20,000 value right now. So that's pretty cool. Call it the 3F program. So if anybody is thinking about wanting to have an Augusta location, that's a great way to do it. We've got the general manager program, and that is something that is right here. I don't know what we're gonna call. We'll probably change the LLC to like Augusta Lawn Care Services Southeast, because that's where we plan on having a lot of our locations. So that one right there, that opportunity kind of goes with our, we got a 10-year plan, and at the end of the year, we usually recap how we did financially. We've got the profit and loss statements up there, and those are always available, so you can kind of learn about business, learn about expenses, ask any questions to myself or Jeremy. And but our 10-year plan, as far as what me and Jeremy are wanting to do here, is open up 20 to 30 new Augusta lawn care locations within those 10 years. And so how we're going to do that is, hopefully, the majority of folks that come on board will be from the front line. Guys are out there, know what it's like, know that the job, it's a hard job, right? And hopefully we can get most of them from in-house, from the Augusta, this location. Maybe as we open up, we'll have North Augusta, people go in there, and we'll maybe have some employees from the North Augusta location get into this and help us open up these locations. So what we got there is, we'll hire you, we'll start a location from scratch. So you get a truck, you get all the equipment, you go out there and you start mowing the lawns. We set you up with a marketing budget, teach you how to do the marketing for your location, how to manage your budget, and you're basically on your own. You make the hiring and firing decisions. You are that location's manager. And so of course you've got support with the franchise support team, from corporate, but you also have support from me and Jeremy too. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. We're looking forward to doing it. Comes with a salary, $48,000 to $50,000, and then it also comes with 25% of a share of the profit for your location. So we had started out, we were like, all right, we're gonna grow, we're gonna model it just like this location. This location we'll do probably about $1.2 million. We're like, all right, every location needs to get to $1 million. Well, cool thing about Augusta Nation is we all talk. We got like Facebook groups. We have daily connection with the guy that started this, Mike Andes. It's called Mike's Minutes. He comes on Facebook Live, or maybe I think it's done through YouTube, but first he runs it through Facebook.
Yeah, I don't
but
know
then
what.
he links it to YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like a private group. We have, and from everybody coming together, he has this new model. It's it's $500,000. So it's a location. If y'all can imagine, you running your own location, having 10 to 15 employees. That's a lot. That's a lot to handle, to go from the field to now having to manage and increase your skills as far as like what that entails as a leader. It's a lot to swallow, immediately. But I'm sure y'all could understand you out in the field working a little bit and having 3 or 4 team members that you're responsible for. Do y'all think that sounds a little bit more doable, a little bit, does that kind of like ease your mind, or y'all like, hey man, let's go full bore, $1 million? Yeah, well, yeah, definitely time, 100%. Yeah, because you can get to 500,000 in 3 years, no problem. So with that, like I said, 25% profit share. You're looking, once it levels off and you're at 500,000, probably looking at $100,000 profit. So your share would be 25,000 on top of your salary. So you're looking at about a $75,000 job. Your day would be a couple days a week. You're out there mowing. Couple days out there doing estimates, and checking on the teams and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
You can also do that under Mike Andes too, if you apply.
Yeah, so he's opening up his own corporate locations, maybe 1 a year, 2 a year, something like that as well. And you can apply to be his general manager, and run that route. And then there is, before I get, do anybody have any questions about that? About the general manager or the 3F program? And so there's also a solo operator, like say you got in here, year one, you're like, I really don't want to wait 2 years, I've got some money saved up, and I want to start a franchise.
Mind of its own, no, I didn't do that.
I gotcha. Oh well, that happens. But solo operator, franchise is 20,000. Solo operator, I think they've changed the amount. It was 5,000. It might be 7,000 now. I'm not sure. But
Is that fee still waived if you work here past 2 years?
the solo, I would imagine, yeah. But if I were, yeah, I guess if you knew you didn't want to go above, one truck,
Right.
I guess that wouldn't be bad. But you get more bang for your buck if you go ahead and they call it the growth model.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm sure they waive the solo operator fee as well, if you're interested in that. But yeah, I just want to kind of just highlight it, remind y'all what the opportunities are here. And I know you're out there focused on mowing lawns with me and Jeremy. What we want, the kind of atmosphere that we want as far as work and how much, how many hours are spent out there doing it. We want it to be a level that when you're done, not just at the end of the week, when you're done for the day, if you are trying to work on yourself, if you want more out of life, your fatigue is at a level where you're like, all right, man, maybe I'm going to spend 30 minutes on this audible book, or maybe I'm going to spend 30 minutes trying to write, kind of a plan as far as what's my next step, that kind of thing. So, because there's been times, it was just last year, I think the average in the peak season was like 55 hours, something like that.
Probably at least, yeah.
So
Yeah, guaranteed.
It's gotten better, for sure. And like I said, yeah, sometimes, that consequence comes at a little bit less money, but unless y'all want to be in the field mowing lawns, as your career, that you want to, have a little bit less hours worked, a little bit more time working on yourself. That's what we're trying to promote here. And we were doing optional business/finance meetings, just personal finance, learn about business questions and stuff on what was that, Wednesday morning, Bailey? I think it's my only team member that came and joined us.
Those
Thursday mornings.
Yeah.
So think about starting that back up. If anybody, we'll probably do it Wednesdays though. That's my off day from the gym. So probably do it Wednesday mornings. If anybody wants to start doing that, start talking about retirement or any sort of investing, or how you can, all right, what's my next step? Just kind of personal planning and stuff like that. So, oh yeah. One other thing, we're next 2 to 3 years, we'll probably start separating this location, because as y'all know, y'all been out there, we go, Evans, Grovetown, Martinez, South Augusta, Hepzibah. It's kind of a larger area, so as it makes sense, we start getting, let's say we got $750,000 in Evans, we can separate it, make a manager over that area, do the same thing with Grovetown and Augusta, possibly even Hepzibah at some point. So, yeah.
Are we still going into Harlem, or are we trying to stop going?
No, we're probably gonna get rid of that next year.
Yeah, we're at the end of the year, we will kind of start thinking like, all right, do we want to get rid of the H's, Harlem and Hepzibah, to make that more dense? But yeah, we're probably end up getting rid of the yards in Harlem and possibly Hepzibah.
Harlem for sure, because it's 3 or 4 yards, and it just messes someone's week up every other week.
Yeah, having to go out there.
Or Olga?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. I just
Oh.
said it cutting environmental. That's
Well,
just
we've got a fair amount of yards down there, so if anything, Harlem's definitely going, Hepzibah's on the chopping block.
I like that.
Yeah, it ain't bad. I honestly think it could be a really good $500,000 a year. Just focusing on Hepzibah, moving the shop down there in the middle of it. It's like a long it's a weird, long, narrow, territory.
Yeah.
So, moving the shop down there, getting a bunch of pit bulls and Rottweilers. Nobody's.
Buy a little gas station,
Native
buy
fence.
environmental, it's almost closed down.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of that.
You can cut all those yards like after rain too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That sand absorbs it.
And you might
It's so sandy.
run even bigger mowers too, 50 inches.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough ground,
That is sick.
Yes, I challenge y'all, think about what y'all's next steps are, because everybody in here has potential, that needs to be filled. And so, but in order to fulfill that potential, you have to add some sort of stimulus. You have to do something different. And usually it starts with knowledge. So, great technology here, Audible, goes in your ear while you're working. You don't really even think about it. I'm sure people listen, we all usually listen to music throughout the day.
Like that.
Well, it's not earbuds.
Right.
Cold, hard.
Just
Just
old.
around.
Yeah, it's typically stuff that's not gonna go in your head and make you a better version of yourself, right? It's kind of stuff that just kind of gets the time going. Well, no, it's not cool. Damn sure ain't cool. It requires you to think a little bit, but if you put something else in your ear that's gonna give you the ability to provide more for your family, give you, that kind of a, because I'll be honest with you, if I had to mow grass any longer, I would have sold every piece of my equipment at a yard sale. And I was like, I don't need any real money from this. I need a change. So don't ever get to that point where you're feeling miserable throughout the day because you're not making the choice to change and increase your level of ability. Because that's what'll happen. Like you're just kind of rolling through life, and for some reason you start having this negative mentality about everything. And it's because you're not changing most of the time. There's something you're unhappy with. But let's get out there and hit it. Change it up on the tunes. This is modelable. I suggest Extreme Ownership. It's a great one. It's number one on my list. If you hadn't read it, if you read it once, read it again, because it'll really sink in. But, anybody got anything before we head out?
Nope.
All right.